The Royal Rumble. A night of dreams, of glory, of one superstar defying all odds to punch their ticket to WrestleMania. But this year, the dreams were shattered, the glory tainted, and the path to the main event, shrouded in a mystery that has gripped the WWE Universe tighter than a Brock Lesnar suplex. Tonight, we unravel the enigma. Tonight, we expose the truth. Tonight, the wrestling apocalypse reveals the architect of destruction, the phantom assailant, the one who left Bron Breakker lying, broken, and bewildered. And trust me, you are not ready for this revelation. It was the night before the Rumble. The air was thick with anticipation. Every superstar in the locker room felt the hum of destiny, the weight of opportunity. Bron Breakker, the powerhouse, the heir apparent, was no exception. He was a favorite, a dark horse contender, a man with the kind of explosive energy that could tear through 29 other superstars. Backstage, the buzz around him was palpable. Fans were speculating, pundits were predicting. This was his moment, many believed. He was seen earlier that day, a picture of focused intensity, working out, going over strategy, the hunger for the Rumble win burning in his eyes. He was ready. Or so we thought. The reports started trickling in late that evening. A disturbance. A commotion. Whispers of an attack. No cameras were rolling in that secluded part of the arena. No eyewitnesses willing to speak up immediately. Just the unsettling silence that followed a violent act. Then, the grim confirmation: Bron Breakker, found unconscious, brutalized, his Royal Rumble dream, shattered just hours before it could begin. The WWE medical staff rushed to his aid, but the damage was done. The dream, for now, was over. The Rumble lost one of its most exciting contenders, and gained a chilling mystery. The shockwaves rippled through the WWE universe. Who would do such a thing? Why? Was it a rival? A jealous competitor? A message being sent? The conspiracy theories exploded. Everyone had a suspect. Everyone had a motive. From disgruntled veterans to up-and-coming NXT prospects, no one was safe from the speculation. The online forums were ablaze. Social media was a wildfire of accusations. It was Gunther, one fan screamed. No, it had to be Judgment Day trying to thin the herd, another insisted. The truth, however, was far more insidious, far more calculated than anyone dared to imagine. The Royal Rumble itself was overshadowed. Even as superstars battled for supremacy in the ring, a cloud of unease hung heavy over the event. Every entrance, every elimination, every near-fall was scrutinized through the lens of Bron Breakker's brutal assault. Was the attacker lurking? Was their mission accomplished? Or was this just the beginning? The matches, though spectacular, felt different. There was an edge, a tension that wasn't just about championship aspirations. It was about justice. It was about knowing. The night concluded, a victor emerged, but the biggest question remained unanswered. The attacker remained a ghost. Bron Breakker, recovering slowly, issued a defiant statement from his hospital bed, vowing revenge, promising to hunt down the coward who blindsided him. His words resonated with the fans, amplifying their demand for answers. The WWE management launched an internal investigation, but weeks passed, and the silence from official channels only fueled the rampant speculation. But here at Wrestling Apocalypse, we don't deal in silence. We don't settle for unanswered questions. Our sources, deep within the labyrinthine corridors of the WWE, began to whisper. Fragmented pieces of information, like scattered shards of a broken mirror, slowly started to form a picture. A picture so disturbing, so unexpected, that it will redefine everything you thought you knew about one of WWE's most celebrated and controversial figures. The clues, when pieced together, were chilling. An unusually intense stare from the ramp during an earlier show. A seemingly innocent comment in a backstage interview that, in hindsight, carried a sinister double meaning. A sudden, unexplained absence from a fan meet and greet on the day of the attack. Each detail, small on its own, became a brushstroke in a portrait of deception. And the more we dug, the more one name, a name synonymous with greatness, with controversy, with a flair for the dramatic, began to emerge from the shadows. The initial reaction, you might be having it now, is disbelief. Seth Rollins? The visionary? The revolutionary? The man who has redefined what it means to be a top-tier performer? Surely not. He's always been about the grand stage, the spotlight, the spectacular. A sneak attack, a cowardly ambush? That doesn't fit the narrative. Or does it? Consider his history, his calculated betrayals, his uncanny ability to manipulate situations to his advantage. Remember the Shield? Remember his cash-in at WrestleMania? Rollins thrives on chaos, on control, on being the orchestrator. The pieces started locking into place with a horrifying precision. Bron Breakker, the up-and-comer, the heir apparent, posed a threat. Not just to Rollins' spot at the top, but to his very identity as the future of the company. Rollins, in his own twisted logic, saw Breakker as a potential usurper, a star rising too fast, too brightly. The visionary doesn't share the spotlight willingly. He crafts it, he controls it, and if someone threatens to steal it, he extinguishes them. Our sources confirmed a heated, off-camera exchange between Rollins and Breakker weeks before the Rumble. It wasn't a public confrontation, but a quiet, intense dressing room argument, overheard by only a select few. Rollins, reportedly, dismissed Breakker as an unpolished rookie, while Breakker, never one to back down, fired back, calling Rollins a faded glory who was losing his edge. Words were exchanged that cut deeper than any wrestling move. The seed of animosity was planted, festering in Rollins' already volatile mind. Then came the crucial piece of evidence. A security camera, tucked away in an obscure corner of the arena, captured a fleeting glimpse, not of the attack itself, but of a figure hastily exiting the area immediately after the estimated time of the assault. The image was grainy, distorted, but one detail was undeniable: the distinctive, flamboyant attire, the unmistakable silhouette of Seth Rollins. The laugh, the maniacal cackle that often accompanies his most dastardly deeds, was absent. This was a silent, surgical strike, a calculated act of sabotage. Think about it. Rollins thrives on the grand reveal, on the dramatic entrance. Why would he hide this? Because the attack on Breakker wasn't about a public statement. It was about removing a threat, silently, effectively, before he could become too big to handle. It was about sending a chilling message without leaving a calling card. The visionary operates on multiple levels. He's not just a showman, he's a strategist. The motive? Simple. Power. Control. Seth Rollins views himself as the undisputed architect of modern WWE. Anyone who challenges that vision, anyone who rises too quickly and threatens his carefully constructed empire, must be dealt with. Bron Breakker, with his raw talent and undeniable charisma, was a direct threat to Rollins' perceived dominance, not just in the ring, but in the locker room, in the eyes of the fans, and most importantly, in the eyes of management. The attack wasn't just about a Rumble spot. It was about asserting dominance, about reminding everyone who truly pulls the strings. Rollins wanted to send a message across the visionary: and your dreams will be shattered, not in the ring, but in the dark corners where no one can see. He wanted to instill fear, to create a ripple of uncertainty that would subtly benefit him in the long run. And the fan reaction? Mixed, as always with Rollins. Some will undoubtedly laud his cunning, his Machiavellian brilliance. They'll argue that it's simply Rollins being Rollins, doing whatever it takes to stay at the top. Others will be disgusted, seeing it as a cowardly act unworthy of a superstar of his caliber. But regardless of your stance, one thing is undeniable: this revelation changes everything. Bron Breakker, upon hearing our findings, reportedly reacted with a mixture of shock and incandescent rage. The initial disbelief quickly gave way to a burning desire for retribution. He had suspected a betrayal, but the identity of his assailant has fueled a fire within him that will undoubtedly translate into an intensity unseen before. When he returns, and he will return, the WWE Universe will witness a Bron Breakker transformed. A man with a singular, unyielding focus to dismantle the visionary. The implications are staggering. This isn't just a rivalry, it's a blood feud born from betrayal and ambition. Imagine the promo battles, the psychological warfare, the matches, oh the matches. Rollins, the master manipulator, against Breakker, the unleashed powerhouse driven by vengeance. WrestleMania could feature a clash of ideologies, a battle for the very soul of the WWE, all sparked by a cowardly act in the shadows of the Royal Rumble. The WWE landscape has been irrevocably altered. Seth Rollins, once again, has proven himself to be a chameleon, capable of adapting to any role, any extreme, to achieve his goals. He is a genius, a madman, a visionary whose brilliance is only matched by his depravity. And Bron Breakker? He is now the embodiment of righteous fury, a sleeping giant awakened by a treacherous blow. So, there you have it. The Royal Rumble attacker, the phantom who left Bron Breakker in ruins, revealed. Seth Rollins, the architect of destruction, the visionary of vengeance. The stage is set for a collision of epic proportions, a rivalry that will define an era. When these two finally meet, it won't just be a match, it will be a reckoning. And you, the loyal members of the wrestling apocalypse, were here for the unveiling. What are your thoughts on this shocking revelation? Does this solidify Rollins as one of the greatest villains of all time, or does it tarnish his legacy? How do you see this feud playing out? Let us know in the comments below. Your theories, your predictions, your outrage, we want to hear it all. And if you've been gripped by this story, if you're ready for more hard-hitting investigations and groundbreaking revelations, smash the like button, subscribe to Wrestling Apocalypse, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single moment of the chaos that's about to unfold. Because in the world of professional wrestling, the truth is often stranger, and far more captivating, than fiction. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay informed, and always remember, the apocalypse is coming.